Hey guys, Tom itself here. I've got an M60 M.O.A.B on Dome for you today. Now, I am going to talk about some tactics first, and then I'm going to get into some more general stuff about the map and some other ramblings. Sorry I haven't posted recently. I had some technical issues, and then I was out of town, and I'm just kind of busy at the current time. But, man, you just got to come around that corner shooting, don't you? But, after that first death, I have a very impressive start to this game. So, gonna try to lock down this side by the loading dock on Alpha, and as you probably know by now, pretty straightforward to spawn trap at Bravo here, but it's kind of a challenge just because it's so easy to move the spawn. I know I've talked about that before, and you've probably seen this M60 class. You've seen me use this before. I like starting out with Stalker, Hardline, and Recon, because well, it lets me get a lot of assists when I don't get the kills. Now this is also before the LMG buff, so if there are any points where I end up at longer ranges, this is going to be, I think it's a 4-hit kill right now instead of a 3, which is what it became after the most recent update. So at the start of the game, I'm just trying to work the spawn trap. You know, watching the minimap, I see I don't have any teammates between Bravo and Charlie. I should go over there, and I bet that was Recon and not an advanced UAV. Man, flashbangs and Recon in this map are amazing. So I'll try to cut some of them off, mark them again, and I see my teammate died over by the loading dock. But I'm not going to chase that guy because I'll get sandwiched. Instead, do you remember where I put my C4 at the start of this life? Yeah, and time that into where I'm going to reload to, just to as little as possible. Now, I'd rather be pushed up to the loading dock, but since they're on Alpha, if I push up, I'll just get shot in the back. So I'm going to pick up some kills, make it easier for my teammates who are pushing Alpha to try and do something about that, but I really can't push in there on my own. I'd have enemies on either side. It's stupid to try to do that. So instead, they seem to have left Bravo open, so I'm going to head back that way and check things out. Now, this is the point in the game where things got really laggy, and I just started teleporting around the screen. And so I just back up. I realize I've got my specialist bonus. I'd rather not just take a stupid death at this point, and because I'm not going to kill anyone, I'm just going to be a bullet sponge and an easy target, because I'm sure I'm probably just standing so still on the map somewhere. I'm not actually moving around. This is really bad for a minute. So I just fall back. I wait it out. My teammates are saying their problems too, but you know, we'll step back and things clear up pretty shortly. After I take this point, the green arrow is going to run through the door I'm shooting through. And I've seen a guy run through the hallway on the left, and I'm going to go ahead and watch the door on the left. At the same time, I need to make sure that if that green arrow dies, I'm not an immediate target. So I take cover, both where I'm going to have cover from the guy who's coming through the door on the left, and if someone kills the green arrow, I'm probably not going to be part of a collateral kill, and it's just some freak accident. Now at this point, I don't want to run out to the loading dock. I want to let things happen. Let's see what happens. That green arrow is watching the hallway. If he's willing to do that, I'm going to let him have it. Because honestly, pushing around this map too much is one of the problems. It's really hard to utilize map control when the spawn system is constantly fighting you. So instead of pushing, like I'd kind of rather do, I instead look for places I know that, given where they're spawning on the map, I can go and pick up a few kills reliably and not put myself in a situation where I'm going to end up getting completely surrounded. It takes a lot more restraint than I'm used to having when playing games. And that means paying attention to where my teammates are and which spawn points I'm blocking off. Right now there's a spawn point on my right, and there's one back in the Charlie bunker that they're not going to spawn on because I'm right at that particular spot. There's M.O.A.B number 1, and I got used to having the specialist bonus, so I'm going to play kind of stupid. I get kind of bloodthirsty as I go looking for some more kills and another M.O.A.B. And after I die, I think twice, I end up going on another 19 kill streak. Fairly impressed with this game. At the same time, I wasn't really sure I wanted to post it because I end up doing something that I consider very bad on this map, and that is pushing up into the loading dock. That's on the Alpha side there. Because when you push up into that room, you move the spawn, and the spawn system on this map fights you. It makes it very hard to keep map control unless you're an extremely disciplined team, or I don't know what else would do it. And so a lot of the times on this map, it doesn't come down to killing enemies, because as soon as you kill them, guess where they respawn? Where you're not looking, where you aren't paying attention. And so what does that mean? It usually means that the points you have. So it's like rewarding people for dying. It really is. In addition to death streaks, they get to spawn close to a point that you're not watching. I really take issue with this. It reminds me of Black Ops way too much. God. Anyway, so this game is a prime example of how it doesn't matter how much you kill them, because when you kill, it's a reward for it. You're helping them by killing them a lot. I think my team ends up netting close to 200 kills here, and we still barely pull this game out. Granted, we have 2 randoms who are being really silly, but the fact is that we just cannot hold the 2 points. And even though I have a fantastic game, the fact that I have to push up in order to, 1, get away from stealth bombers, and 2, pick up more scavenger packs because I'm killing them that much, I have to push forward and keep killing them. I want to stay alive, right? But as I kill them and as I move up to get that ammo, they go to where I don't want them. And so, in some ways, I'm thinking, it might have been better just to pull out whatever's second. I think I have a deagle on this class of all, right? Because if I run this out of ammo, it might as well just be silly, right? and so this idea that it doesn't matter how much we kill them, because you see the green arrows in on Bravo, they spawned at Charlie. My team couldn't get there in time to defend it. They had to run to the point that the enemies were on by the time they knew they were there. It's freaking ridiculous. And I really wish they would take this map out of the 6v6 rotation for Domination. I don't know how it plays out in the other game types, but for Domination, this map is not a good fit. Now, don't take this to mean that I think that Domination should be some variation on Team Deathmatch. And no, I like the fact that you can win this game type without having more kills. Everyone on your team can go negative, and you can still win the game if you play smart, if you play well, and get overly aggressive. And there's the stealth bomber. I think I should have started out on the left side of the room so that I could get away from them, as 3 of them, I think 4 of them charge me here. Yeah, I go down. But it's not that I think that this game should be about getting more kills. Rather, it's that as we're trying to defend their push towards our points, they, instead of having to go back to the start where they had been, instead they get to spawn in closer to the points that they're trying to get. It's rewarding people for dying, and they're winning and dying a lot, not because they're playing smart, they're playing as a team, they're being fairly aggressive, I guess I'll say. Instead, it's just that this respawn system on this tiny map is rewarding them for dying over and over again. They get to spawn closer where we're not paying attention, further away from us. And in some senses, yes, that's good, but at the same time, we need to control roughly 2/3 of the map, because to control 2 of the 3 points is how you win a Domination game normally, right? It's not that complicated. And here, as I pick up the quad to get the Assassin perk as part of my Specialist Strike package, I realize that the guys I'm killing in front of me, some of my green arrows have pushed up into the room, and they're respawning behind me. And they're on Alpha, and that was the first pass of the UAV that showed them, hey, you got some guys on Alpha, and it's probably the guys you just killed. Like, what is going on here? So I push into the room and pick up some scavenger packs, and there's Dead Man's Hand. The respawn system is putting them to where we're trying to defend them. And then, when you run and try and deal with them, they have Dead Man's Hand. What is this nonsense? I love using this LMG on this map because it's so fun to shoot through stuff and just hold down the trigger as they run through the door. But at the same time, if I don't get to my sleight of hand, my 5-point streak, before I need to reload, I might as well just find another gun, because you can probably run across half this map in that amount of time. But what's even faster is getting yourself killed and respawning behind the guy who's not looking at that spawn point, because he's kind of expecting you to run through a different door. And I see this guy on the floor. I'm getting frustrated at this point, and I just want to kill things. So I push up a little further than I should have there. Guess what? Because I walked into that hallway to kill that guy, I should have just let him stay there, but no, I can't be happy camping my little stairs by the loading dock instead, and so they get to go to Alpha. Oh my god. And I'm again at this position where I see the green arrows in on Bravo, but they're still coming out of the loading dock, and they're still at A. I can't push forward without being completely surrounded, so instead I just try to thin the herd out, pick up some assists. This game, the numbers look great. It was a really close game, but we completely destroyed the other team. And it's only close because the spawn system rewarded them for dying. And also they got those stupid death streaks like Dead Man's Hand. This is one of my serious frustrations with this game, and it's spawn systems like this that make me want to avoid Black Ops 2, because Treyarch just does not understand how to deal with spawns and Dom. Oh, give them a triple. Alright. So I don't know what it would take to make them take Dome off of the 6v6 Domination playlist. If it means breaking the spawn system completely, like we saw on a couple maps in Demolition on Black Ops, we'd probably try to do that. But 69 and 11 in yet a very close game. I hope this wasn't too whiny, but I see this as being a very serious issue, both for the longevity and my enjoyment of this game. It's just silly stuff like this happens. Again, I hope it wasn't too whiny. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.